Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel SFwithAK. This is Aman Kumar and I'm a 20 times certified Salesforce developer. Today we are going to talk about Spring 26 updates. Let's see what we have in the agenda. We are going to discuss about important dates for Spring 26 and 3 new features: collapsing of branching, see subflow variable descriptions, and faster navigation with mouse scrolling. Let's see the dates first. We have a few dates on the screen which are important for the Spring 26. The crucial one is January 8th, that is sandbox cutoff date. That is very important to note. We already have the December 18th passed out, so we can get the pre-release orgs now. I will put the link where you can get the org in the description. You can go there and just fill out the basic information and you will have your org ready. You can test out the new features there. Now, how do you know the features are? So for that, we have release notes which are already live, and you can just go to the release notes and see the important updates that are important for you. And you can just see those updates and test out these updates in the pre-release org that you got from the previous link. Now, January 8th is a sandbox cutoff date. Before that, you need to refresh your sandbox so that you can get the preview sandbox. And if you miss that, you will not be able to see the updates before it goes live in your production orgs. So I would say refresh the sandbox before January 8th, and it will be available for you before it goes to production. You will be able to test out the features with your own metadata, with your own sandbox. After that, on January 9th, it will be the live in sandbox, so you'll be able to see everything in sandbox. After that, on January 16th to February 13th and 20th, we will have the live updates in the production itself. It will be in phases, so based on the org version or which org do you have, you can see the updates. Now, let's see the updates. Okay, have you ever opened a flow and felt that the canvas is too big? It has branches everywhere, it has multiple paths, and it's very hard for you to just find out the correct element that you want. If you're debugging a flow, it's very hard. If you're not the only one, but Salesforce now has a new feature where we can expand or collapse a branch. Any decision, any loop element that expands or that has multiple element inside it, we can now collapse those, just like we used to do in Apex. Now, let's see it in action. Let's go to the org. Let's say I have this big flow. Now, if I zoom it out properly, you will see this big flow. Now, if I want to find a particular element, I would have to scroll it down and see each and every element. But wait no more, Salesforce has the feature. Now I can collapse the first element and it will just close out all the unimportant things for me. I can just directly go to the loop second, or I can see the elements here. Now I can just expand the elements that I want to use, or I want to see, or I want to debug. And it's very easy for me to find any variable, any element that is having an issue or need to update. So if it's a quick update, it will be helpful if we have the flow collapsed. Now, I think I have had the issues with the flow when you have more. So this is demo flow, so it's very small, but when you were working with a live project, you can see a very huge flow that I have seen. And if it's a screen flow, there will be multiple screens going out in different directions, decisions, loop elements, loop inside loop. And it's very useful to have the collapsing feature that we have now. So you can just collapse every feature, every element that collapses and make the flow smaller. Let's go and see the next feature. Okay, now we can see the subflow input output variable descriptions inside the flow itself. So before, you would have to go to the subflow, find out that variable, see the description, what its purpose is, where to use it, which value to pass. And similarly for the Apex section as well, we can't see the description. But now Salesforce has the update and we can see the variable description inside the same flow. Now if I hover here, I can see the description that I put in the subflow. So if I go to the old flow and if I open the variable, this is a record variable, and this is it. So if I put it contact ID needs to be queried, I can see the same value here. Now, for this to appear, you need to populate the value of the description first. Only then it will be available when you call the subflow. And this is also applicable for the Apex actions, where we put the invocable actions or invocable elements, and you have the variables. You can see the value. If I don't put a description, it will be blank and it will show just like this, because I don't have any description for the record variable, just contact to return. So you will see, let me just remove it, and no, contact to return. So now you can see what the variable is and how to use it and which values to pass. So now back and forth, we can just directly see the variable description directly inside the flow. And let's move on to the next one. Well, this one is my favorite. When you have a big flow, large flow that has multiple hundreds of elements, and you just want to see a particular element or find a particular element, it's very hard to scroll down. Let me just show it to you. So before this update, we used to, let's open all the elements so that I can show it to you. Okay, so let's say this is the flow. So before this update, we used to click, drag the mouse and see the next elements. And if I want to see all the elements, I would have to close out or zoom out to see the whole flow. But now, wait no more, we now have the mouse scrolling, where I can scroll and up and down or left and right and see the whole flow or whichever element that I want to work with directly without clicking anywhere. I think it's pretty helpful to me, and I have been using the extensions for this. So there was an extension, Salesforce Inspector Reloaded, which provided, and I don't think that was much helpful because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So now that we have the update, I think it will be easier to debug the large flows. Okay. Well, to summarize today's updates, we have 3 updates: collapse and expand the branching elements, subflow variable description to reduce the wrong mapping and faster reviews, mouse scrolling, and making the navigation big flows dramatically smoother. So now you can scroll it very smoothly. So my important, or I like the last feature most. Tell me in the comments which feature do you like on the Spring 26. I'll have more videos coming in and we will discuss more updates. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.